Okay guys, I'm going to show you where the heater core is in a 91 Camaro RS. This is a 3.1 V6 automatic. Overheated the other day. Diagnosed it with a bad heater core. Windows start to fog up. Car may possibly overheat. You'll notice coolant leaking in down through the floorboards. And you'll notice a burning coolant smell, which has a sweet smell to it. Alright, well, I already removed it, but here's the old one. It started, cracking right in here. I kind of bent it a little more to wiggle room or whatnot, but, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get out. You got to take almost half the dashboard apart. Luckily for me, well, somewhat luckily, whoever owned the car before me actually made like a trap door per se. And this dash, your heater core actually goes up in here, if I can get some light. And there's the new heater core I just put in. You would generally have to, let's see, it's hard to get a good light, but this panel here actually fits up in here, like this. Like right up in there. See where he cut it and did some kind of hack job to weld it, but there's a bolt here. There's also another bolt right here. And then originally you would have to take the dash pad off and there would be some bolts up and back here. But he did a trapdoor thing. I guess that's alright. I'm kind of nervous about what other things I'm going to find as I work on the car. But after you take this off, you're going to notice a bolt right here. They're 7mm. And then all the way back in there, right where that light is another bolt right there. See where the light's shining on it? That is also a 7mm. You might want to use an extension, whatever works best. After you remove that, you can go ahead and get to these hose clamps right here. These two hoses. Now you want to make sure not to mix them up. You want to make sure the right one's going to the right one. This one's the left one. It kind of says left on there, so I got lucky. In other words, I would mark it. Always good to take pictures before you start taking things apart. Originally, it had the pincer clamps on there where you squeeze them. They're a pain in the ass to take off, so I swapped them out with some screw-on ones. A lot better. They're a pain in the ass to take off. You can see all the scratch marks around here because the hoses kind of got like really hardened on there. So I took a, let's see if I still have it out. Oh, I don't know where it went. I had a screwdriver kind of like this. I think this is actually to pull door panels off so you don't snap the clips. But you want to wedge it basically in between the hose and get it up under there because there's a little nipple right here that gets fatter that makes it difficult to pull off the hose, so you get a correct seal. And get it under there, pry around a little bit, and you got to pull with all your might to take it off. I was originally going to cut the hose, but I'm reusing it, so you don't want to really mess the hose up. This is what I actually used. It's a, I don't know, some kind of flathead with different angles, but I actually ended up wedging this under the hose to get it close enough to the nipple to actually pry up and rip the hose off. I mean, that's pretty much it, but then you just simply repeat this process backwards to install. Something I noticed that I ran into when I actually pulled the heater core out and put the new one on, it's a little bit difficult to angle it to get it to go through the holes so you can connect the hose. Kind of want to look up in there, kind of sit like on your head basically. But you'll get it through the hole. And then I noticed when I was trying to put the hoses on, I kept pushing the heater core back. Even though it's bolted in place, it still has a little bit of jiggle room. So what I did is I took a couple rags and kind of jimmied them up inside to keep it pressed forward so it didn't damage, you know, any of the vents there, and kept it pressed forward to where I can get the clamps on and the hose on. Something also I did is I took some lithium grease, just a little tiny dab, and I spread it over the nipple a little bit so it was easier to slide the hose on, because if it was a pain coming off, I could only imagine it being a pain going back on. Just a very light coating, like not even a dab the size of your pinky nail. But, you know, make sure it's spread thin. Don't get any inside the nipple or inside the hose, just right on top. And slide it back on, clamp everything up. I didn't drain my cooling system. I only got a little bit of overspill. But something you also might want to consider is getting like a drip pan or something, because it did spill a little bit. You can see it's kind of glossy here. And get like a little cup or a drip pan or something to catch the fluid that comes out. So, but that's pretty much it. Good luck, guys.